To have a horse like that must have been a dream come true. I mean, he really developed a huge reputation.
Definitely it'd be probably more than a dream come true, because you probably don't dream of days like that. You'd say it'd be way above you and that, but no, he was a great horse to have, and grand to have the likes of him to look after. He was a horse himself, kind of that's what way to put it, that's loved to win. He loved the public, and he had a way about him, a kind of a Cassius Clay lad. He walked around the public to get him behind him, and he made the best of it when he went to the race, because he always wanted to get to the parade ring to meet the people. And I think that was one of the things with him that made the public enjoy him as much as he did.
When he won the Sun Alliance hurdle at Cheltenham, and people talk about the gamble that he landed that day. He was 7-4 favourite in a field of 23. Did you partake in any of that? And
no.
You're not a gambling man?
I'm not a gambling man. I probably, there was a couple of different times I bet £50, and that's as much as I'd be, and that maybe took as much out of me as any race did any time. So no, we don't gamble no time.
Caniach Danoli díreach faoi bhain 7,000 pond. Agus Martin líd ag nuach cahar, tariscíoch 300,000 pond the Dan O'Neill dá leach Cheltenham.
But they knew at that stage that Danny was Danny, and when Danny said something, that was it. And when he said he wasn't for sale, he never changed his mind no time.
Bovlian do Cheltenham líd ag nuach cahar the Danoli. Race Cheltenham, Gruisha an Aintree hurdle, and Shin an Morgiana hurdle, agus an Hatton's Grace hurdle. The Inurichin coil tap the air from Trasha, Gruisha le fecoil, a glor telefisha bo wola raw in air.
Nobody in this country has the following of our first guest tonight. He is the most popular person in the land. Ladies and gentlemen, would you welcome please Danoli, the very person, Danoli. Treat him nicely. Treat him nicely. There he is. And Tom Foley is with him. How are you, Tom? Come in now. Be gentle with him. He's grand, isn't he? Great.
Yeah, he's
a
nice and quiet.
And he's used to the applause. He's not upset at all.
No, he's gone very used to it now. Anyhow.
Very used to it, yes. Well, I said hello to him just earlier briefly, and I blew up his nose like... Isn't that nice? He likes that.
That time we were game enough for anything anyhow, but we knew that he'd accept it and there wouldn't be any problem in it, you know. He wouldn't go pull the place down.
Seven to 4 still solid, Danoli. Brief Gale at 8 and further money for the Twiston Davis horse. Carouge is now into 9s. That's the gamble as well as the favourite. Now the grey 15, this is one of the 3 front runners. We've got Man to Man who makes it, this one Morcelli and Rivolossi, 14, 15 and 16, all like to front run. Well, I love this horse. Every time I've seen him run, I've been more and more impressed with him. He comes down from Howard Johnson's yard, but Howard's horses have not been firing. He's 12 to 1 at the moment. Jimmy Moffat is on board. Well, there is your horse skew for Carouge. The money, is it stables?
I don't think it's stable money. I think we had a winner yesterday and nobody's going to let this one get away. Anyway, Carl's trying to get a good position and Peter O'Sullivan will take you through the race.
Yeah, it looks as though they're perilously near that tape. They're told to take him back off it.
Pull him back. Pull him back. The tape won't go up in your heads over it. Pull the horse's heads back off the tape.
But 10 flights to jump this time in this Sun Alliance Novices Hurdle, 2 mile 5 furlongs.
Pull him back. Pull him back.
They started not getting a lot of reaction from the riders who are told to pull him back off the tape.
Please head over the tape. Come on.
That's it. They're away. And racing towards the first, Elaine Tully, Man to Man right up there on the outside. Pondering is also one of the early leaders. And Carouge also. Pondering, Carouge, Man to Man, those 3 landed over the first, disputing it with Danoli right up there with them as well in 4th. Danoli 4th, and just in behind them is Cocardi Affair as they come to the next. Carouge and Pondering. Carouge, Pondering. Then just in behind them, Man to Man, Danoli, as they begin to swing left-handed. And now Book of Music is going on. Book of Music heads them now from Pondering and Elaine Tully, Danoli, and just in behind them, Bay Mischief going up on the outside of Book of Music. Also prominent at the moment is Divine Chance. Got a left-hand swing now, making towards the next flight. Pondering, Bay Mischief, and Book of Music. These are the three leaders as they come down to it. Book of Music over on the far side. Bay Mischief in the center, Divine Chance. Carouge over on the far side, Morcelli. That's the third. Bay Mischief and Book of Music. Morcelli's right up there with the lead too, and so's River Lossie. Just in behind them, Pondering, and towards the outside, Charlie Swan on Danoli in about 7th at the moment as they race down towards the next flight with Morcelli and Jimmy Moffat, who's never been beaten on this horse, with the advantage. From Book of Music over on the far side, and then Carouge and River Lossie, and behind them Bay Mischief and Divine Chance and Man to Man and Danoli. And they've got a left-hand swing now, and it's Morcelli and Book of Music disputing it from Carouge. Then comes Bay Mischief and River Lossie and Elaine Tully. Danoli on the outside, Man to Man comes next, then Pondering. Just in behind Pondering is Brief Gale, then Divine Chance, and then Cocardi Affair, and then Hawaiian Youth. Top Spin is one of the back markers, and getting reminders from Adrian Maguire at the moment too. Also in rear is Spring Marathon as they run downhill, and it's Morcelli the leader now from Book of Music. Then on the inside, Carouge. River Lossie towards the outer. Bay Mischief also over the 5th. Danoli jumped up there on the outside. And it's still the grey. Morcelli. From Book of Music, River Lossie, Danoli moving up under Charlie Swan towards the outside. On the inside, Carouge going the shortest way. Brief Gale is only just in behind the lead as they come towards this next flight, the 6th. Morcelli. Morcelli lands in the lead. Beginning a left-hand swing now, and still Morcelli. Danoli going up towards the outside into second now. What a Question also on the outside for Ireland in contention as they come towards the next flight. This is 4 from home, Danoli and Morcelli. These two from What a Question. Just in behind them, Book of Music. Danoli hit the front at that flight. And it's Danoli from What a Question. There's a great roar from the crowd as the course commentator announced Danoli having hit the front. What a Question is in second. Brief Gale is moving sweetly in third. Morcelli is losing ground fast. Elaine Tully's beginning to get there, and not far off the pace is Man to Man. But it's Danoli on the inside. Danoli the leader. From What a Question on the far side, Brief Gale just in behind him, travelling well. Danoli landed in the lead there. Doran's Pride is beginning to get into the argument too, but it's Danoli under Charlie Swan, the leader from Doran's Pride and What a Question, and Brief Gale as they come down to the second last flight. Danoli is going to land just in the lead. Danoli from Doran's Pride on the outside. Then comes What a Question, then Brief Gale, and then Carouge. Rounding the home turn with one flight left to jump in the Sun Alliance Novices Hurdle. And it's Danoli on the far side being challenged all the time by Doran's Pride, and Carouge coming there on the stand side. Danoli lands in the lead. Doran's Pride's a faller. It's Danoli on the far side, Carouge on the near side. Danoli from Carouge as they race up towards the line. Danoli being challenged all the time by Carouge. Danoli's going to strike the first blow for Ireland. Danoli's won the Sun Alliance Novices. Carouge is second. Brief Gale is third. Cocardi Affair is fourth. 5. And running on struggle is Spring Marathon. And behind them came What a Question. And so Tom Foley's dream has been realised, and the banker of the meeting, Danoli, has won the Sun Alliance Novices Chase. The result: first number 5, Danoli, owned by Mr. Dan O'Neill, trained by Tom Foley and ridden by Charlie Swan. Second, number 4, Carouge, owned by Mr. Michael Gates, trained by Nigel Twiston-Davis and ridden by Carl Llewellyn. And third, number 20, Brief Gale, owned by Miss Carrie Zutter, trained by Josh Gifford and ridden by Declan Murphy. And fourth, Cocardy Affair. And this is the winner: Danoli by the Parson out of Blaze Gold by Arizona Duke, who has realised the dream of 47-year-old trainer Tom Foley on his first ever visit to Cheltenham.
He certainly won't be feeling sick now. Of course, Tom Foley in his first visit here, he didn't like flying over, but they come down the hill. There's a stack of them in contention. We can see on the very left of the picture is Carouge, who eventually finished second. There is the faller, Mrs. Clark's man-to-man. Adam Contract getting a kick there. But Carouge, now back in fourth place, had to be switched around from the inner to the outer. Let's go back to the leader, where it is Danoli, who is just being niggled along by Charlie Swan here, and it's Doran's Pride who's challenging and falls at the last. Carouge challenging on the outside, the mare Brief Gale back and forth. Look how Doran's Pride now just stretches there and crumples on landing. Here at this stage, Skew, you thought you were going to lift it again.
Yes, Carouge looked just to get to the winner, but he galloped all the way up the hill there, and a great performance. Always been in the driving seat. Charlie Swan kept him out, away from the other horses, and a great feeling for Charlie to gallop all the way up the hill on Danoli. Just notice Charlie rides with the ball of his foot in his irons. A lot of jockeys put the whole of their feet in the irons in case things go wrong, and there he is, an absolutely delighted Charlie Swan waving to the crowd.
And just correct that, the faller was 19 to the Woods. Nigel Twiston-Davis, one of his 3 runners, not man-to-man, correct that. The starting price is a 7-4 favourite. Danoli, he's landed some huge bets there. 10-1 Carouge, and Brief Gale third, the mare there by Strong Gale at 8-1. They're cheering already down here. They can't wait for the first Irish winner to come in here, and there will be an eruption of noise because they're already gearing up to it. Well, the crowd here are being marshalled by Edward Gillespie, the general manager. He's not letting any strays in. Charlie Swan, he was Ritz Club Trophy winner last year here. He really is a nice man. He's champion. There's the trainer, the grey-haired Tom Foley, walking in. Ed Byrne, the photographer, beside him. This is a great one, and the first Irish winner in 7 races here at the festival. Charlie is a quiet-spoken man. Always has time for anyone who asks him a question. Danoli, they turned down figures reputed to be in the region of £250,000 for this gelding before Cheltenham, and now they've been vindicated. It's going to go mad any minute now.
Lovely feeling for the jockeys walking up that tunnel. Here they are coming to the last. This is, you'll see Charlie Swan pushing and shoving on the inside there, looking for his stride. It doesn't really come. He didn't jump it quite as he wanted. Then we see the other Irish raider just turning over there. But now Charlie driving all the way up to the line. He's got the rail just on his left that help him keep him straight. And he's pulled his stick through there, but when the rail ends, so the horse doesn't duck down and lose a little bit of ground. But there we see Charlie he pulled his rein across to his right there, just keeping him straight, and then you can see it going back. But he knows he's won now, and I think it's just when you thump the air like that, it's just a relief. There's a lot of pressure riding a favourite in a big race at Cheltenham. As you said, there's a massive amount of bets on it, and you want to do well for everybody.
Well, he's not far away now. The crowd will see him any minute now.
Well, Charlie Swan said that this was the best prospect he had going to the festival. And how right he's proved. You seldom hear receptions like this at Cheltenham. official distances, 2 lengths and 5 lengths. And this the horse who's not just redeemed Irish finances, but he's restored Irish pride after some savage reverses on the course and in the ring yesterday. This horse Tom Foley bought for Dan O'Neill for around 7,000 Irish punts. Gets his name from the Christian name of his owner Dan, whose wife is Olive Danoli. And Danoli has never cared a great deal for crowds, and he just shifted them out of the way quite peremptorily then, but he's accepting the tributes being paid to him. Where else would you see a reception like this at the end of a horse race? Charlie Swan, the Ritz Club Charity Trophy winner last year, now on level pegs with 6 of his fellow riders. And hopefully with a few chances to come. Charlie comes to pass the scale. Well, the cheers are still deafening around the unsettling enclosure. Well, Danoli must find this in very striking contrast to the calm outside the stable yard this morning when I talked to his trainer, Tom Foley.
Yes, down here in the chaos, Tom Foley is slightly overcome by the bloody emotion. Well, you've certainly set this meeting alight, Tom, you and your horse Danoli.
Yeah, there was a lot of pressure on us coming, and we got very nervous after yesterday. But it's worth it all, I can tell you that.
And Tom, he is a good horse and he travels so well through the race.
Yeah, he's good that way. It makes no difference what kind of pace it is. He's a very good jumper and that along. So I wasn't nervous when Charlie hit the front, the length out that he did.
Well, he travelled well through the race and from Ireland to England, but I gather your trip was a bit hairy, wasn't it?
It was worth it all. It was worth it all.
But now you've tasted the delights of Cheltenham, we hope very much you and the horse will be back. When do you think? Will you be bringing this lad back for the Champion Hurdle next year, do you think?
It's a long ways away. We'll try, definitely. We might go to Liverpool now, and we'll see what we'll take it from there. After that, we'll stay hurling anyhow, so with the help of God, a bit of luck, we'll make it back.
And Tom, you've been training just for a few years now. How good is this chap?
How good is the horse? He's too good for me to say. I don't know. I never had a horse like him, possibly never will again.
Well, it's a wonderful result, a great start to the day.
Yeah.
Tom, well done.
Thank you.
And the SPs for the Southern Alliance Novices Hurdle, and incidentally this is the first of a hat-trick of favourite wins across the card in the early races. First number 5, Danoli, 7-4 favourite. Second number 4, Carouge is 10-1, and third number 20, Brief Gale, 8-1.
Colton from Danoli and Flaky Dove with Shawia fourth as they come to the first of the 11th flight. Muse, clear of Danoli, Flaky Dove, and then Shawia, then Valfine, then Fortune and Fame and Moleboard. Behind them, Halcopus and Colton just the back marker, and Muse making this a really strong gallop under Paul Holly as he comes to this final flight over the far side on the first circuit, second flight this time. Danoli is second and third is Flaky Dove, and behind them come Shawir and Mulboard and Fortune and Fame, and then Valfine, Colton and Halcopus, in fact, the back marker. A long run towards the next flight with Muse very well clear. Muse from Danoli and Flaky Dove, long run to the next flight, which is the first in the straight. This, of course, the last race before the Grand National which the great Irish trainer Vincent O'Brien won 3 times from 1953 and 55, a hat-trick. So an opportunity to wish Dr. O'Brien, as he is now, many happy returns on this, his 77th birthday. Meanwhile, Muse comes to this flight, clear, number 3 in the Martell Aintree hurdle, a long way clear of Danoli and the champion hurdler Flaky Dove. Just in behind them, Mulboard and Shawir, and behind them Valfine, Fortune and Fame, Halcopus and Colton. Over the 4th, and Muse. From Danoli, who didn't jump that terribly well. Flaky Dove is in 3rd, and 4 Mulboard, 5 Shawir, then Fortune and Fame and Valfine. Muse clear at that one. And as they run down to the winning post with another complete circuit in the Martell Aintree hurdle, it's Muse under Paul Holly, who rides the stable companion, Mighty Falcon, in the Grand National, about 10 to 12 lengths clear of Danoli, Flaky Dove, and behind Flaky Dove is Mulboard, then Shawir, then Fortune and Fame, and Valfine on the inside, Halcopus and Colton, and Muse maintaining this considerable advantage as he goes over to the far side, still in second as the Cheltenham winner, Danoli, followed by the champion hurdler Flaky Dove, then the Triumph hurdle winner Shawir, and behind them Mulboard, Fortune and Fame, the Irish champion hurdler, then Valfine, Colton and Halcopus. Muse's lead just marginally reduced now as he comes to the first flight over on the far side. This is number 6 of the 11 flights. Muse clear of Danoli, Flaky Dove going very well in 3rd, Shawir on the outside, Mulboard, Valfine on the inner, then Fortune and Fame, Colton and Halcopus. They come to number 7. Muse clear of Danoli, but Danoli moving up quite ominously on the outside now. On the near side, Flaky Dove, right over on the far side, Mulboard with Shawir. Muse from Danoli as they come to the 8th. Muse on the inside of Danoli. These two maintaining this very strong gallop indeed as they race now towards the home turn, with Mulboard moving up there as well and getting just in behind the lead now. Fortune and Fame of the sheepskin noseband running very strongly. Shawir on the inside, and it's still Muse with the advantage. Muse from Danoli. Then comes Flaky Dove on the inside, Fortune and Fame and Mulboard. Mulboard nearest to us. They're rounding the home turn now with 3 flights left to jump, and still Muse from Danoli. Fortune and Fame just in behind them with Flaky Dove and Mulboard towards the outside. And these 5 a long way clear now of Shawir and Valfine as they come down now towards the 3rd last. Danoli comes to challenge Muse and to take it up. Mulboard travelling well towards the left of the picture. Danoli lands in the lead from Mulboard. It's Danoli from Mulboard now as they race down towards the 2nd last. Danoli and Charlie Swan, the Irish champion, from Mulboard. Danoli by about 3 from Mulboard. Then comes Fortune and Fame in 3rd place. This is the final flight in the Aintree hurdle. Danoli, the Cheltenham winner, jumps it 4 clear of Mulboard. Then comes Fortune and Fame, and then Muse racing into the closing stages of the Martell Aintree hurdle. It's going to be another triumph for Tom Foley and his owner Danny O'Neill as they race up towards the line, and it's Danoli The 6-year-old getting tremendous applause from the crowd as he races to the line. The winner of the Martell Aintree hurdle. Fortune and Fame and Mulboard are going to be in a photo for second and third, with Mulboard gallantly just holding the Irish champion. Fortune and Fame out of second place with fourth Muse. Fifth came Flaky Dove, a disappointing English champion hurdler there, followed by Shawir, and then a long way back, furlongs behind, are Colton, Valfine and Hal Copus. And so the result: first, number 2, Danoli, owned by Mr. Danny O'Neill, trained by Tom Foley in Ireland and ridden by Charlie Swan, the 9-2 winner. And officially it's a photo for second place, but little doubt that number 5, Mulboard, owned by Mr. Wally Sturt, trained by Jim Old and ridden by Tom Grantham, held Fortune and Fame, owned by Dr. Michael Smurfit, trained by Dermot Weld and ridden by Adrian Maguire.
In the blue and white, followed through by Landafar. Yellow Jacket is Fortune and Fame, getting closer now, and then Alderbrook is running away. Then Montilado and Artur starts to pick up. They come down towards the third last, of which Myself led, and Landafar has fallen yet again. It's my horse and jockey are okay. It's Myself leading from Large Action in second, then Danoli under pressure of Fortune and Fame for the sponsor. But look at Alderbrook, the horse with the nose band, in fifth place. This is a novice and he's absolutely cruising. And they come down towards the second last, and it's Myself went to the top of it in Large Action, Danoli the outside, and then Fortune and Fame. And now Alderbrook is going to have his stamina tested, but he's going ominously well, and Norman Williamson's got the inside run as they come round the home turn. It's Large Action, pink cap, Myself in black and white, and Alderbrook is racing double. Fortune and Fame's under pressure, so to Danoli. This is the final fight of the Smurfit Champion hurdle, and it's where Large Action took up the running, and Alderbrook's getting serious now. Large Action, Alderbrook clear from Myself and Danoli, and it's an English one too, and it's Alderbrook who stretches into the lead. Alderbrook going on by 1, 2, 3 lengths up towards the line. An amazing performance. This is Alderbrook the winner.
11 flights in this Martell Aintree hurdle, and Myself, the only mare, the leader, as they come to the first of the 11 flights. Myself lands over in the lead. Myself from Large Action, that's Hal Copus towards the right of the picture, the sheepskin noseband. Danoli's over on the far side of Large Action. Myself making it from Large Action, Danoli, Endurance, Pride and Borough 8 and Hal Copus. Myself and Graham Bradley, who will be on Zita's Lad in the big one, the leader. Danoli on the outside of Large Action, and then Borough 8, Endurance, Pride, and close behind them, Hal Copus. Winners of 49 races between them, and earners of over £705,000. These 6 runners competing for a first prize of £23,189, and Myself heading them at the moment from Danoli and Large Action, Endurance, Pride and Hal Copus and Borough 8. As they come down to this first flight in the straight, number 3 of the race, and Myself the leader from Danoli and Large Action, Endurance, Pride. Borough 8 and Hal Copus. Myself, Danoli taking slightly closer order, Large Action back in third now, Endurance, Pride 4, 5, Hal Copus and 6, Borough 8. Myself over the 5th, and racing up towards the winning post on the first circuit, the mare, Myself from Danoli. Large Action on the far side, Endurance, Pride, the Cheltenham winner, going well just in behind him in 4. Then come Borough 8 and Hal Copus. Begin the left-hand swing now. Myself, Danoli on the outside of Large Action, with Jamie Osborne going the shortest way on Large Action. Back in 4th, Endurance, Pride, Hal Copus and Borough 8 matching strides. As they move right over to the far side of the course now, of the hurdle course, and Myself the leader coming to the 6th of the 11 flights from Danoli and Large Action, Endurance, Pride and Borough 8 and Hal Copus. Still the mare, with Danoli going up very close to her now. Halkopus got a reminder there, is finding this pace very hot. Mysilv landed in the lead there from Danoli. Large Action getting pushed along now. Doran's Pride going well on the outside. Borough 8 just behind him. Halkopus the back marker. Coming to the flight, the last over on the far side, number 8, and Mysilv landed in the lead from Danoli and Large Action and Doran's Pride. And Halkopus finding this much too fast for him, getting reminders from Adrian Maguire, but it's having no impression. It's very unlikely that he'll take a hand in the finish, in which now Danoli goes up on the outside of Mysilv to be committed, in fact, by Charlie Swan at this early stage by the look of it. Doran's Pride is making ground also into third, Large Action close, and then Borough 8 hanging on. But Mysilv asserting once again as they round the home turn in this Martell Aintree hurdle with just 3 flights to jump now. And it's Mysilv the leader from Danoli travelling well on her outside. Borough 8 is coming there very strongly too. Mysilv and Danoli from Borough 8 on the near side, and it's Danoli in the centre, Mysilv over on the far side, Borough 8 on the near side, and Danoli landed in there. Mysilv a faller there, and Mysilv has gone at that one, the second last, and coming down to the final flight now, Danoli from Borough 8. Danoli lands in the lead from Borough 8 and Large Action third, racing into the closing stages, and it's Danoli being pressed all the time by Borough 8. These two of the 3 Irish challengers. Danoli is holding Borough 8 as they race up towards the line. Danoli from Borough 8 as they come to the line. Danoli's going to hold on and win it. Danoli's won from Borough 8 with third Large Action and fourth Doran's Pride. Then the riderless and happily unscathed Mysilv and Halkopus behind them. And so the result of the Martell Aintree hurdle. First, number 2, Danoli, owned by Mr. Dan O'Neill, trained by Tom Foley in Ireland and ridden by Charlie Swan, his second winner of the Aintree Festival. Second was number 1, Borough 8, owned by Hudson Valley Equine Incorporated, trained by Paddy Mullins in Ireland and ridden by Norman Williamson. And third was number 5, Large Action, owned by Mr. B.T. Stuart Brown, trained by Oliver Sherwood and ridden by
Bradley in second, in third Jupiter Jimmy. Now they face up to the second last. Danoli stays on the rail. On the stand side is Tiananmen Square, who's trying to close. Over the second last, Danoli. Couple of lengths clear now of Tiananmen Square, who's come under pressure. And Danoli is digging deep now and racing on to the final flight in the Red Mills Trial Hurdle. Danoli and Tom Tracy out in front. Tiananmen Square can't close anymore. And at the final flight, Danoli goes through the top bar but is clear and racing up to the finish. Danoli has made all to win it. He's down and racing up to the finish. Danoli is back on the winning trail as they go to the line. Danoli wins it clear of Tiananmen Square. Holders Hill gets third from Jupiter Jimmy, who's fourth.
And obviously probably the highlight of your career was that victory at Leopardstown when he won the Irish Gold Cup.
Goes on to Mysilv. Here comes Alderbrook storming through on the outside, 5 lengths down as they make the final turn. One more flight of hurdles to jump, and Collier Bay has the answers here. Alderbrook's under pressure from Richard Dunwoody. Mysilv can find no more at the last, and Collier Bay hurdles it 5 clear of Alderbrook and Squire Silk and Mysilv, and then Danoli, and then Pribwell. Does it race up the waterline? It's Collier Bay, but Alderbrook is starting to close. They've got 100 yards to go, and Collier Bay is going to hold him. Collier Bay is going to take the perfect champion hurdle. Collier Bay it is to Alderbrook in second place. Pridwell storms up the hill to be third. The champion of Ireland, Danoli, is 4. Squire Silk
at the moment. Strong Promise, the 5-year-old, is coming there towards the outside. Eurobandi is the leader as they come to the third last from Strong Promise. Borough 8, and on the far side Danoli and Pridwell a faller there. Pridwell a heavy fall at that one. Eurobandi the leader at the second last from Danoli and Strong Promise. Eurobandi from Strong Promise and Danoli as they race down towards the final flight in the Martell Aintree hurdle. Eurobandi from Strong Promise, Danoli back in third, Borough 8 4. Eurobandi lands in the lead from Strong Promise second, Danoli in third, Borough 8 4. Squire Silk 5, and as they race up towards the line, Strong Promise laying down a very strong challenge now to Eurobandi. just holding Strong Promise at the line. Euroband has won it from Strong Promise, but
driven by amateur Philip Fenton after his usual jockey Tom Tracy had smashed a collarbone in an earlier race. Fenton kept him to the outside in the first circuit, jumping some well and adjusting skillfully if he was in the wrong stride, but he was spot on at that one. In the last half mile, it became a two-horse race between Danoli and Sharon, ridden by Charlie Swan, who was offered the ride on Danoli after Tom Tracy's mishap, but he refused. Danoli was safe enough over the last two, a little bit novice-y. It was an opportunity out of the blue for Fenton, formerly the amateur champion of Britain. Well, this was the second last, and the closest he came really to a serious mistake. Sharon had the fitness advantage, but Danoli was a different class. This morning he was 100%. The last fence, it was safety first. He jumped better earlier in the race, really. Now he was quite tired. Tom Foley plans to run him next Saturday at Nace. He reckons he's still a month away from peak fitness. But this was mission accomplished.
The call, as Tony said, very certain now to start at even money. Jadami easy to back at 5-1. Danoli, money for him, 6s. Mary Gale, money for Mary Gale as well, a 7-1 chance. The Grey Monk out to 7-1 now. Belmont King 20s and 50s. Idiot's Venture.
What about you?
Tony?
On the way in the Hennessy Gold Cup, and Danoli goes into the lead from the Grey Monk as they come to the first of these 17 fences. Danoli over from the Grey Monk, Mary Gale, and then Belmont King and Imperial Call in fifth, followed by Jadami, and then the two outsiders at the back, Idiot's Venture and King of the Gales, as they come to the first of the ditches. Danoli about half a length up, Mary Gale going into it with him. Mary Gale from Danoli, the Grey Monk, Imperial Call lands fourth, Belmont King fifth, and then Jadami in the back two, Idiot's Venture and King of the Gales as they come towards the third. Mary Gale on the outside leads, Danoli in second. And they're followed over it by the Grey Monk, a gap then to Jadami and Belmont King, who jump past Imperial Call, then a gap of 5 lengths to Idiot's Venture, and finally King of the Gales as they go towards fence number 4. Danoli on the inside of Mary Gale. They're followed 3 lengths away by the Grey Monk, and gap then of about 5 lengths to Imperial Call, who's followed on the inside by Belmont King, and then Jadami, and back at the tail of the field, King of the Gales and Idiot's Venture as they run towards the fifth. The second ditch, and Danoli leads into it from Mary Gale. Grey Monk close in third, just over 4 lengths off them, Imperial Call. Mary Gale lands just in front of Danoli, 2 lengths away the Grey Monk, a gap of about 5 lengths to Imperial Call, followed by Belmont King. Jadami is next, and then King of the Gales, and finally Idiot's Venture as they come towards fence number 6. On the run towards the straight for the first time, and Mary Gale, Richard Dunwoody in the lead. Over from Danoli in second, alongside Danoli is the Grey Monk, then a gap of 6 lengths to Imperial Call, who's 4 in front of Belmont King, who's being niggled along already, followed by Jadami, and then King of the Gales, Idiot's Venture, brings up the rear as they straighten up for the fence before the stands, number 7 of the 17. Right of the picture, Mary Gale alongside Danoli, Tommy Tracy, then the Grey Monk in third. Danoli lands just in front there from in second place, the Grey Monk, and then Mary Gale behind them in third. They're followed 3 to 4 lengths back by Imperial Call, then Jadami, and behind Jadami on the inside is Belmont King. Big cheer from the crowd as Danoli takes them past the winning post for the first time. This is the fence coming up now, which caused them problems at the last Leopardstown meeting. Danoli the leader from the Grey Monk, Mary Gale in 3, Imperial Call a bit closer in 4, and then Belmont King and the noseband on the inside of Jadami. King of the Gales last but 1, and the white face of Idiot's Venture at the back as they come up now to fence number 8. Danoli the leader. Jumps it nicely, and Jadami was a bit untidy as they come towards the next one, which is the 9th. Danoli the leader from the Grey Monk in second, then Mary Gale. Danoli, the Grey Monk, Mary Gale, then Imperial Call and Belmont King. King of the Gales on the inside of Jadami, and then Idiot's Venture. A long run towards the next fence, the first of the 6 down the back, and Danoli is the leader, a length in front. In second place is the Grey Monk. They're 3 clear of Mary Gale. Imperial Call close in 4th, 2 lengths away Belmont King. Jadami is next, followed by King of the Gales, and finally Idiot's Venture. 8 fences left to jump, coming out of the first down the far side, and Danoli and Tommy Tracy lead Tony Dobbin and the Grey Monk by about half a length. Danoli out-jumped there by the Grey Monk. Slight mistake by Danoli. Mary Gale moves up on the outside there, 3 lengths in front of Imperial Call. Then Jadami moving up on the outside of Belmont King, and a gap then to King of the Gales, and finally Idiot's Venture. They've 7 fences to jump now, and Danoli back up sides the Grey Monk. 2 lengths away Mary Gale. Danoli and the Grey Monk from Mary Gale. Imperial Call's in 4th, then a gap to Belmont King, followed by Jadami, and they're clear of Idiot's Venture as they come to this ditch. 6 fences from home. Danoli and the Grey Monk together. Danoli and the Grey Monk's on the floor. The Grey Monk's a faller. Danoli in front from Imperial Call, Mary Gale. Jadami being pushed along in 4th. Belmont King next, and they're clear of Idiot's Venture. Going to the next, 5 from home. Danoli with Imperial Call closing, and Danoli lucky to get away with that one as Imperial Call jumps past him. Danoli in 2nd, Mary Gale 3, 4 lengths away Jadami. Belmont King struggling, and a long gap then to King of the Gales and Idiot's Venture as they go to the 4th last. Imperial Call and Danoli together at the 4th last. Danoli on the inside, the better jump that time. From in 2nd place Imperial Call. They're 8 lengths clear of Jadami in 3rd. Behind Jadami comes Mary Gale as they go towards the final ditch. 3 from home in the Hennessy Gold Cup, and Danoli half a length in front of Imperial Call, and they're 8-9 lengths in front of Jadami at the final ditch now. And it's Danoli the leader, over from Imperial Call. They're clear of Jadami. Mary Gale in 4th, a long way back to Belmont King, who's being pulled up as they run towards the 2nd last in the Hennessy Gold Cup. Danoli running a cracking race in the lead, but Imperial Call bang there on the outside. The pair of them are clear of Jadami at the 2nd last in the Hennessy. Danoli and Imperial Call together. Danoli lands just in front, Imperial Call in 2nd, and starting to run now into the straight. Danoli the leader, going on 3-4 lengths clear of Imperial Call. Jadami's not out of it yet, staying on in 3rd, and they're a long way clear of Mary Gale as they race towards the final fence. And it's Danoli out in front from Jadami, putting in a big run on the outside. Imperial Call can't go with them. They're clear of Mary Gale coming out of the final fence, and it's Danoli with Jadami throwing down a big challenge on the near side at the final fence. Danoli and Jadami. Danoli over in front, Jadami in 2nd, Imperial Call back in 3rd, and on the run in Danoli over on the rail, Jadami on the near side, and racing into the closing stages Danoli and Tommy Tracy from Jadami and Norman Williamson. They're clear of Imperial Call and racing up to the line. Danoli getting a huge reception as they go to the line. Danoli, Jadami still coming, but Danoli's holding him as they go to the line. Danoli wins the Hennessy Gold Cup. Tommy Tracy punches the air with delight. 2nd Jadami, a long way back to Imperial Call. Mary Gale is 4th, and the only other finisher is King of the Gales.
Growing up here back in the 90s, it was a crazy time, I suppose, with Danoli. He was a people's champion. I think the whole country knew him, the whole country followed him. Even though I was only 9 when he won in Cheltenham, I could feel the pressure back then. So I can only imagine what it was like with my father. I don't know how he coped with it. Racing is very different now than what it was back then. The small man, the small owner, if they have a horse now, it's not automatically, it's nearly sold. And I can understand why people have to make a living out of it too, but I suppose back then it captured everyone's imagination that a small man could go to Cheltenham and take on everyone, and he did, and he won it. So it was great memories, but the chance of ever getting another Danoli is very slim. There'll never be another one like him, but all we can do is just stay trying here, and hopefully someday we'll get more success.
I understand he's turned out every day with his new best buddy, another racing legend, Vintage Crop.
Yeah, he couldn't have picked a better mate there anyhow, but I think he's happy with Vintage Crop, provided that he's the boss. They had told us in the National Stud that they were bringing him to Leopardstown one day, Danoli, and they went to load him up, and no way would he go until he got Vintage Crop with him as well, so the two of them went on.